Meghan hit by another shock claim. Duchess struggled in wedding dress after being rude. Meghan Markle struggled with her wedding dress after a military escort she had allegedly been rude to refused to help her, an author claimed. The Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry were married on May 19, 2018, in St. George Chapel at Windsor Castle. Author Tom Bower has claimed Meghan appeared to struggle with her dress as she exited her car upon arrival. Footage from the wedding reportedly shows Meghan's veil had become twisted in the vehicle. An aide and dress designer Claire Waite-Keller for Givenchy rushed to assist the bride-to-be. However, a military man who was tasked with opening the car door for Meghan did not offer his help after an incident the previous day. Mr. Bower claimed Meghan was rude to the man during the wedding rehearsal. I have never disliked a person so much, reading about her disgusting behavior towards others, the bullying of people she mistakenly thinks is below her, contempt towards the royal family, the list is endless. Sitting at the interview, with Oprah Winfrey in her pigeon-splattered frock is when doubts about her started to creep in. She's an excuse for a human being. Speaking on an episode of the Mirror's Pod Save the Queen podcast, Mr. Bower claimed, "A military man told me an extraordinary story about Meghan when she arrived at the wedding at Windsor Castle on the glorious day in 2018. You see her get out of the car unaccompanied and she has problems with the train of her dress and the army officer doesn't step forward to help her. I can honestly say it was one of the worst royal wedding dresses that I have seen during the Queen's reign. It was so plain and fitted like a sack. It was Meghan's second marriage, but you would not have thought it. Camilla got it right. And the reason is the day before in the rehearsal, she had been very rude to him, so he thought, well, I am not going to help you today." I didn't get the story from him but a fellow officer of his, who explained what had happened. Mr. Bower also claimed Meghan's father Thomas Markle told him the Duchess barely knew the Hollywood A-listers who attended her wedding to Harry. Speaking to Palace Confidential on MailPlus, Mr. Bower said, "Thomas Markle told me that he knew the people at the wedding better than Meghan because he had filmed with them all at ABC and other studios." Meghan didn't know Oprah at all. She's met her once for a few minutes. She didn't know George Clooney. That was passing once they'd met. It was all for her future. She used the wedding to build up her career for when she returned to Hollywood. It comes as a sequel to Finding Freedom, an unofficial biography of Meghan and Harry, which is in the works. Journalist Omid Scobie, who co-authored Finding Freedom with journalist Carolyn Durand, will publish a follow-up next year. Its UK publisher HarperCollins said the book will focus on a new chapter of the royal story and feature unique insight, deep access, and exclusive revelations, and will have the world talking. Harry's own memoirs will be out later this year, although it currently has no title and no official release date. Publisher Penguin Random House, when it announced the book in the summer of 2021, said it was tentatively scheduled for late 2022. What I remember quite well was a man in formal attire stepping forward to assist Markle in getting out of the car. He put his hand out to offer to help her get out and she slapped it away. He then stepped back. The video camera caught this. It was rather shocking. Maybe if Markle hadn't kicked her mother out of the car a block away so she could make a solo entrance out of the car, she would have had her there to help her with the veil, as that is what the father of the bride tend to do. Not exactly a virginal bride, was she? Prince Charles kindly stepped in to escort her halfway down the aisle, albeit she wanted to do the same on her own. Her poor mother is seated alone without one single member of her family present except for her mother. The congregation consisted of people she had never met, indeed more like an Oscar audience. The celebrities came to be seen at a royal wedding. So pleased I never bothered to watch it. From all accounts, it was pretty dreadful anyway. For someone with 2 previous marriages under her belt, it was a waste of money and pretty hypocritical, and the Archbishop weakly went along with it. It made a mockery of our monarchy and the fundamental beliefs of the Church of England. Watch the video of Meghan as she arrives for her wedding. She slapped the hand of the elderly man who attempted to help her exit the car. An indication of the elder abuse she directs towards her aging and ailing father. I doubt that Harry will ever have his book published. Tom Bower's book on Meghan Markle is already being treated as a reference work on the toxic twosome. Any revelations by Harry in his wretched tome will have people scurrying to Tom's book to find out whether he is being truthful. Where Harry covers the same events as Tom Bower, there will be obvious conflicts. Harry, but most probably his ghostwriter, will have to rewrite events. If it is Harry's contention that Bower's account is inaccurate, then he can always sue. However, Harry will never sue Bower because he knows he will lose. There's a pattern here that's clear to see. She has a very long string of broken relationships. 1 or 2 is normal for the average person. Tough things happen to us all. But her numbers point to a much more serious problematic personality. She's fallen out with her father, brother, sister, friends from school, actors, film producers, TV tech crews, staff, protection officers, nannies, her father-in-law, her brother-in-law, her sister-in-law, former boyfriend, 2 former husbands. The list is extensive, diverse, and it keeps growing. 1 or 2 broken relationships where folk doesn't speak anymore is not unusual. But Meghan's long and growing list is symptomatic of a personality problem. This is not hype as some are claiming, even though I agree that the media often delight in exaggerating stories to increase sales. But now and then, a genuine story emerges that doesn't need hyping. This is one of those instances. The dad knew what she was like, a social climber hoping to get into the A-list by marrying a dopey prince and then inviting all the important people to her wedding. Everything she has done, including all those casting sofa auditions and marriages, has been merely the journey to stardom that being 35 on cable TV could never bring. I thought it was very odd that only her mother attended the wedding when she had other family members apart from her father anyway. No friends either except her latter-day celebrity ones. A gentleman did offer his hand to assist her in getting out of the car and Madam just batted his hand away as though he wasn't good enough to touch her. I noticed it on the day of the wedding and have seen clips of it since. She really thinks she is above everyone else. Meghan is just a horrible, evil, manipulative woman. As each day passes, it becomes more obvious how totally unsuitable she is. A third-rate former cable TV actress who never made the grade at almost 40 and causing such serious problems with all her own family they want to keep at distance. Unfortunately, the palace staff did not comprehensive check her out, as with her 2 earlier marriages and numerous other problems she should have been rejected. Sadly, mentally fragile, Harry is too naive to comprehend the problems this vile woman will continue to cause. How dare the insufferable nobody is rude to the military. She literally makes me sick with her disgusting attitude based on nothing but an old washed-up soap actor with no morals or integrity that is a proven liar. She looked horrible because she is horrible.